You're listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. Now the largest new media platform on the web and your number one source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, team. Johnson.
From the AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AfterBuzz TV's Real Housewives of New Jersey After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AfterBuzz TV's Real Housewives of New Jersey After Show.
Hello, yay! Hello, AfterBuzz fans. Bing is for doing, and if you're just tuning in, this is the after show for the Real Housewives of New Jersey. There's so much juicy stuff to talk about last night's episode. We just have to dig in. We can't waste any more time. So I'm going to go around the panel really quickly.
Hey guys, I'm Susan Hahn.
Susan Hahn.
I'm Susan Hahn. Follow me on Twitter at It's Susan Hahn.
I'm Adrienne Vairo. Follow me at Adrienne_Vairo. I'm not in my usual spot today. I feel so far away from Diona.
I know, and you're so tan and pretty today.
Thank you. But I got Susan next to me, so I'm happy.
Oh, and I am Diona Vaughan, also known as your go-to girl. You can tweet me on Twitter at GoToGirlTV. And I want to remind you guys, please rate us on iTunes. You can download our podcast for absolutely nothing. Make your comments. We love to hear from you, whether it's good, bad, indifferent. We love to read it all, so keep that coming. Now, we have to dig into this episode. It's absolutely like
drama.
Every week it's been drama, and I love it.
I know, me too. Yes. I'm so embarrassed that I love this show.
I know.
I love it.
It's so freaking good. The title of this episode is Best Friends for Never. Never, ever, ever. Essentially, this whole episode is about one thing. It's about, we could just call it the deck, because
the what?
The deck.
The deck. Oh, the deck. Oh,
because
God.
basically all of this drama is erupting, you know, Jacqueline, Carolyn, Teresa, of course, because she's in the middle of everything. But before we dig into that, we did get an update on Ashlee.
Oh.
Okay. Yes. So what do we think? Are we surprised to hear? Because basically Jacqueline was on the. That's where it all started.
Jacqueline
Everything
got her
happened on that
Baileys.
damn deck. So
She got her
Jacqueline was on the
Baileys.
deck. She had her Baileys. She had her coffee. She was getting updates from her ex-husband about how Ashlee was doing. And are we surprised to hear that Ashlee hasn't
absolutely
changed?
not.
No.
What do
Her
you guys think?
ex-husband was like, I don't even know how you and Chris put up with her for this long. You guys are so patient. I mean, Jacqueline was like, hold on, let me enjoy my cup of coffee and let me spike it with some Baileys.
I know. I mean, were we thinking that based off of them giving her some tough love, kicking her out of the house, that she'd finally grow up a little bit and come to her senses?
You know, well, I was super rebellious growing up, and I just needed just to do things my own way without being told how, when, why, whatever. And I don't like taking direction. I don't like being told what to do. I think I don't know. Well, for me, it was just that's my personality. I know I'm not gonna go and do something crazy, or I'm not gonna do something stupid, but
It's on your own time.
right? But Ashlee, I don't know. I mean, she's a hot mess. I know she's in California now, and she's in
I
Santa
know.
Monica.
I was going to say, fast forward. Well, now we know, because basically her stepfather said, "Okay, get the hell out."
Yeah,
you know,
and her
you're
real
on your
dad
own,
was
you know.
probably like, "Bye, go to California."
That's exactly what he said.
He said, "Bye,
Yeah.
don't take
I think with
it."
Jacqueline too, it's good to know it's not just her. Like that, her ex-husband is dealing with the same wrath of Ashlee.
Yeah.
So for Jacqueline, it's a little more closure, or at least not. It's not her.
not personal.
Right.
It's not
It's
a
not
personal
personal.
attack. So I
Right.
think
Not
that's
knowing that
important.
it's her.
Because
Yeah.
Ashlee's going to be Ashlee, like you said. She's going to come on her own time. I'm the same way. You know, I don't like authority. It's going to happen when it happens.
Because she's 20, she's 21. How's she now?
Probably
She's
21
22?
now.
Oh, 20,
probably.
okay.
I mean,
She's of
fast
age.
forward, now we know that she's living here in Santa Monica, which we all know ain't cheap. So I do wonder what she's doing, where she's working, how she's supporting herself. I wish she'd come on the damn show, Ashlee. Hello.
Right?
We're missing
Come,
Giselle
explain
today.
yourself.
We're missing Giselle, our Twitter guru, who, you know, is basically in contact with her, you know, 24/7.
Right.
But I would love to know how she's supporting herself and what's
I think
going
Giselle
on.
mentioned that she had a boyfriend. And she started a clothing line or something.
God, I am so tired of these celebrities in their goddamn clothing lines. It means nothing anymore. I'm sorry. No offense, Ashlee, but like everybody is doing it.
No, I agree.
If you have the platform with reality television, though, to do it, then who's not going to do it, though?
Right.
I don't blame them, but it's like, you might as well try, but know that you might fail.
Right.
You know, because it's not original anymore.
It's
not original.
Exactly. It's not original.
It's not original, but it's a good platform. If you can do it, do it.
It is.
But I said I think it might be a clothing line. It could be something else. Yeah.
Okay.
So let's not rip her ass
Ashlee,
apart.
you can call in at 256-424-1729 and let us know. But I guess just to wrap Ashlee up, I'm not surprised. I was rooting for her. I was really rooting for her, at least within the show, that things would get better. But to your point, Adrienne, I am glad that like Jacqueline can sit back and say, it's not me. I'm not always the bad parent, the bad mom. It's, you know, her dad's dealing with the same issues.
Right.
Yeah.
So, all right. So let's get to the meat and potatoes of this episode.
Before we get to the deck.
I don't
know if I'm feeling Kathy's little come to Jesus meeting with the magazine and Melissa and her sisters, and it's like, let's talk about talk about this. That was a little tacky. Melissa fixing her makeup was a little tacky when, you know, Kathy was
powdering her nose.
Right. It's like you're hula hooping. Bitch, just calm down. You know, it's like,
you know what's so weird too is after
you
the
know
whole,
I'm not a fan.
No, we know, but you know that I am, right?
I know you are.
But I have to say, after I saw Teresa or read her blog, which I told you was like 5 billion pages long,
right?
I started to see where she was coming from, and now I'm looking at it a little differently. When I see Melissa and Kathy, I'm almost thinking like, maybe they did kind of overstep their boundary with coming onto her show.
Right. Well, this is where we left off last week, where we're like, okay, now things are finally unraveling, where Teresa did not have a good relationship with her sister-in-law.
To begin with.
And
that's
behind
a
her
fact.
back. And we found out this episode
that she went to Danielle.
Yes.
Is that what you're going to say? Okay, yeah. I was like, right. But like, when I see Kathy do those things now, because Kathy was, like you said, the voice of reason, the new Caroline. And Melissa, to me, I just was taking her for what she is. She's looking like she's trying to mend things. She's, she's actually putting forth an effort. But now I'm seeing, okay, that might be all good and dandy. Right. But she's still, it's the fact that she came onto Teresa's show with, like, now I see how Teresa can kind of be defensive.
I get
see
it.
Teresa's
At the
side
same
now.
time, Bravo TV came to Melissa and Kathy. So it's not like they just,
right, but they had the choice to say yes or say no.
Knowing that it could affect the family completely.
Yeah, but you know what? Why would they say
I'm
no?
gonna
That's
jump
an opportunity
ahead.
to make money.
I know, that's the tricky thing.
I'm going to jump ahead to watch what happens live.
Okay.
Teresa mentioned a very, very valid point. She said, that conversation between my brother and I was private. And Andy said, do you regret it? She goes, no, because it was a private conversation that happened 2 months before we were shooting. And he brought it up 2 months later. And this is a whole, your wife might leave you or cheat on you now that she has a record deal. So that was in private. So why is he bringing this up 2 months later?
Well, now that we've got a little background behind that, I agree. Like, to bring it up 2 months later, that's him purposely trying to stir things up.
And I don't think it's him stirring it. I think it's Melissa. I think it's
do we think at the end of the day it's all about trying to get ratings and trying to get on magazines? Because essentially this whole episode, this was the catalyst for this episode. Freaking gossip magazines.
There's two people. There's the Manzos, like such as Dina and her husband, and the other Manzos that do not want to be on camera.
Right.
And then there are the Giudices, the Gorgas, the Waikilis that want to be on television.
Right.
I mean, if fame is so glamorized in our culture, it's like why we are doing what we're doing because we love being on camera. We love connecting to people. Right. So it's by human nature. Yeah, they want to be on camera, and it's kind of, I think they're gonna do whatever they're gonna do to knock whoever down to make themselves look good and stay on this network.
I just feel like Teresa, at the end of the day, she can't blame them if the network came to them and said, "Hey, we heard there's some drama going on with your family. You guys want to be in the show?" I don't think she can blame them.
I understand that.
No, and I think you know what I do agree with that, but I think Teresa's just taking her frustration out on the fact that this was her family drama ahead of time, and now it is being aired out for the whole entire world to see, that she's taking it on them because they did sign on for it. But so I think that's where Teresa's coming from, which is what I actually see. Do I agree with it? Not necessarily, because I do think that what Melissa and Kathy, to save the family, not go on the show, they're still going to have their issues anyways.
Right.
And it could also be just common etiquette. Maybe she wanted a phone call saying, is this going to really bother you? Is this going to be what's going to really crack? I
didn't mean to cut you off, but according to Melissa, when they were on Wendy Williams last week, Wendy flat out asked them, about that whole situation. And Melissa said, look, we got a phone call on Friday. I called Teresa on Sunday to tell her about it. So I don't know what she's talking about. So who knows what the truth is?
It's not about, I don't think Teresa's saying that she didn't know about it. And all of a sudden it's season 3 and oh my God, my family's here. I don't think that's what she's saying. I think what she's saying is, bottom line, she did not want her family on the show.
Right.
And Melissa did not. Yeah, exactly. But Melissa did not waste any time promoting her ass with a record deal. Do you understand what I mean?
I
So
get it. Yeah.
everybody has their own agenda.
And even Teresa, did you hear what Andy said about getting on the show in the first place? She was kind of like, 11 months it took her to actually sign.
Right.
So she was kind of like, ooh, do I want to put my whole life out there? Like, she definitely struggled with it at first, and then obviously chose to be on it.
Right.
But knowing that it was her and her friends.
And then she had mentioned, I wanted to be on a show with friends and strangers.
Yes,
She never said
that.
friends and family.
So I get where she's coming from. I actually understand it, but it's not necessarily fair for her to take it out on Melissa.
And how she's taking it
and how
out.
she's doing it. But I actually, for one, see both sides.
I think at the end of the day, when the cameras are off and all this Real Housewives business is done, they're all going to just have so much regret. Like, say, was this really worth it? Because at the end of the day, they are family. They're related by blood. Their family's going to live far beyond the show.
Right.
But are they going to be able to deal with the consequences of what's happening?
I mean, it just gets dirtier and dirtier because...
Dirty! Yes.
if Melissa makes a comment, Teresa's going to make a comment.
I know.
And then the husbands get
Tit for
involved.
tat.
It is. It's going to go back and forth.
Tit for tat.
And I don't know. I don't know if they're going to regret it. I know that's going to be a long road ahead of them for them to fix this mess that's created.
I know. Well, let's dig into Jacqueline. That was huge.
Jacqueline stepped it up.
She
did.
did.
This episode. a little bit.
Did.
From compared to last episode.
And you know what? Before we really hit on Jacqueline, I thought a couple things that I want to point out is Chris, Jacqueline's husband, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Chris
Love
Loretta.
him.
He said some really like profound things about friendship that I was just like, wow. He made the comment about how
He wasn't gonna buy.
like they were going to buy, like if Teresa and Joe's stuff went to auction, that they were going to help them out as friends and go and like buy everything and give it back to them. Like, wow. Like the fact that like those are their friends and that's not your family and that's what you'd been willing to do for them, like huge.
Yeah.
So him saying that and then just seeing the fallout between Teresa and Jacqueline, and I don't know what to believe or who to believe, but it just, I can understand why Jacqueline's feelings were so hurt because and I've got tons to talk about like in news and gossip.
Right.
But she's sitting here thinking, okay, is my friend really like, is she really like going into bankruptcy and is all this shit happening? And is she
going
really,
to jail?
Is she going to jail? Because yes, this is what it was all about.
It's not the bankruptcy,
or,
it's the jail.
is she just for the camera? So she didn't know, but yet her friend didn't come and tell her about it. So
I don't think she should be crying about it. I
just think she's an emotional person and that's how she responds.
That, but it's like if Teresa is going through something with her family and it's pride, it is hurting their pride. It is just taking.
Yeah.
They're taking a beating right now. They really are. And if there's certain things that she wants to pick and choose what she wants.
Right.
Listen, if she's going to go to jail, I don't think she'll be parading around like, hey,
saying I'm going to go to jail. That's what I thought. I was like, is it really the friend's
Popo's
place?
picking me up.
So why are you so upset about? Obviously, she's not going to jail. Yeah.
Right.
And I mean, it's just, come on. I mean, use your brain on that.
I mean, you're talking about jail, you're talking about bankruptcy, personal things that,
heavy stuff.
And even like when they were talking about building something for the grandparents.
A carport or something,
I mean,
yeah.
I know they can judge and be like, oh, well, for somebody that doesn't have money,
no,
why would you do that?
But Joe Gorga is a contractor. Joe
Giudice.
Yeah, he's the one building it. It's
right.
So that's why, like, I just feel like now, because like Joe Gorga was seen saying, oh, for somebody that doesn't have money, why would you do that? And I was like, wait a second. Now I'm seeing how they are digging so much at Teresa. Like,
well,
I really
but
do.
you know what though? On the same token, I'm gonna play devil's advocate.
Yeah.
When you have money issues and you put it out there, like when it's out there, like so basically at this point it's out there. The whole bankruptcy thing for both of them. When you put shit like that out there, I don't want to say you're inviting people to count your money in your pockets, but in a sense, you kind of are. So that like now everybody's looking at them. And if you even recall, Caroline, when they were at the table, like after the fight, she said, "Oh, nice bag." Did you catch that?
Yes, I did on the way
I was
out.
like, "Oh."
I know,
So
I know.
now it's just like, I'm not saying it's right,
It's
but
catty.
I'm just saying the fact that their financial issues are out there for the world to see, every little thing that they buy, people are going to scrutinize.
Yeah.
I understand
everything.
that, but after you file for bankruptcy, bankruptcy, whatever you make after that is yours, correct or no?
I don't know what the rules
I think
are.
that's what they're saying, because the $250,000 deal, she said a month after, even though she had signed it 2 weeks before the bankruptcy.
Well, that's why she might be going to jail, because she
Because
hid
fraud.
her
It was fraud.
she hid her book advance. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
like
allegedly.
Allegedly. So, I mean, she is making money still. She is still making money.
Well,
it's
of
not like
course.
they claim bankruptcy and then that's it.
Right.
And they're, like,
moved into
literally
a
broke.
tent.
Right.
You know
right.
what I mean?
They're
Like,
rebuilding their life.
They're
you know?
rebuilding their life. And I mean, how do you know that she didn't have that bag before? Like, I don't rock all my bags all in one week.
Oh no, I agree with you. I just think,
But
just like I said,
if
that's the deal.
my friend was
Yeah.
like, "Oh, is that a new bag? Oh, are those new shoes?"
Nice
Shut
bag.
the f up! Like, back up and
Yeah.
thank you. It's like,
Yeah, it's really- I
mind your
know.
business.
I
You
know.
know what I mean?
know. I know.
And I'm sure and this is what we're seeing in this circle. I'm sure she's getting it left and right, up and down. And she's getting so much heat from it that with your friends, you just kind of want some
Normalcy,
Yeah,
yeah.
normalcy. And sorry, and you just want to not talk about it. Sometimes
know.
it's not that because I don't think of you as a great friend. It's just when I'm ready to vent,
Yeah.
I'll go there. And so I sympathize with Teresa on that.
And I think it's hard too, because she's not going to confide in Melissa, first of all, because they already have their beef.
no.
Kathy's Team Melissa. So who does she have left? Jacqueline and Caroline. Caroline she's not getting along with. So really, is she going to want to tell Jacqueline
Right.
things that are really close to her, knowing that it's going to go boom, boom, boom right down the telephone?
Well,
Yeah.
do you guys agree with Teresa when she says, I'm being ambushed? Do you guys feel like she was ambushed?
Because
Caroline scared the shit out of me. I was like,
that was such a funny scene.
I read her blog, and she did think that she was ambushed. Now, who knows in terms of editing and all that kind of stuff? But it did seem it seemed genuine.
It seemed genuine.
Caroline said, "Oh, I was dropping off the
Yes,
girls' clothes,
yes.
and
Agreed.
it just happened."
But
So
I can see why
you know,
she would be like, "Oh my god, I'm set up." I
Right.
can
Yeah.
see that, but I don't think she was.
I don't think she was set up either.
I don't think so.
I don't think
I
she
don't
was
think
set
so.
up.
No.
But Caroline had no problem sitting down and just jumping right in and being like, listen.
I think we needed to see that though. Like, I think this whole season has been building up to that because they've really never had their like beef with each other, and finally, woo!
But
she just
that is
unleashed.
an ambush because she's already having a very heated conversation with Jacqueline, and Caroline decided, okay, now this is.
But she didn't know that. She didn't know she was walking into that.
She knew there was yelling though. She
Well,
came in-
she walked on the deck. She's like, okay, what's going on? But at the same time, she didn't go over her house knowing
yeah, of
that.
course.
Caroline's
you know,
real.
sat
Caroline's
down.
not gonna like just sit back and not say anything. Caroline's real. She's gonna say how she's feeling at the time.
Right.
So it doesn't really matter like really what else was going on. She's gonna
Right.
say it.
I agree.
Well, Caroline, she had a really great quote that I like. She said, "I was nothing more than an accessory to you." Basically talking about her relationship with Teresa, how like basically this whole time she's been a good friend to her, but Teresa, just her actions, her speaking about, you know, her kids in her book, and Teresa sitting there saying, "I didn't talk about your kid." Like,
I think
Teresa has a lot of owning up to do.
I
still.
agree. I think that Teresa has a lot of owning up to do, and this is a very poor way of retaliating. But I think this was Teresa's way of retaliating towards Caroline and Kathy about befriending Melissa so much and being so involved and saying, "Oh, you know what? You be the bigger person," or "Melissa's not that bad." It's like they don't know the history.
Right.
They don't know the history about Melissa and Teresa, and she comes along and everyone's like, "Oh, younger, better version." You know what she is, but I don't want to hear it. You know, and Teresa's like, "I don't want to hear this all the time."
Yeah.
I already have my drama with her.
Right.
You guys are my friends. You know, it's like you guys don't know the real Melissa. And Teresa has a hard time articulating her words. She has
She
a hard
definitely
time
does.
expressing her feelings and her anger and her hurt and all that.
And on this episode, I feel like Jacqueline did too a little bit. But before we go any further, speaking of accessories, because that was Carolyn's line from one of my favorite quotes, I want to tell all you AfterBuzzers about our affiliate program with Amazon.com. So if you normally shop on Amazon.com for accessories or books or tennis rackets or earrings, hula hoop. All we're doing,
Or bankruptcy for dummies.
Bankruptcy for dummies. That's a good one. Basically, what we're asking you to do is check out our affiliate program, which is on AfterBuzzTV.com. What you have to do is click on the link for Amazon affiliate program on our website, and what happens is we get tons of fun little kickbacks. It means we're able to bring you lots of fun new shows. We're able to bring you guests and keeps the lights on and microphones and all that kind of fun stuff. So if you're going to shop at Amazon.com already, all we're doing is asking you to go to AfterBuzzTV.com
And it's free.
and click on the banner, and it's free.
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 Like iTunes.
Yay! Okay, let's get back to talking about these bitches. Okay.
Okay.
So, Where were we?
Oh my gosh, where were we?
Okay. Is it time for us to dig into the
Jacqueline.
whole?
Let's
talk about Jacqueline. So
she has trouble voicing.
I think she really had a hard time voicing her opinion, but there's a part of that was endearing to me because it told me how important her friendship with Teresa was to her, which is why it was a little difficult for her to really get her point across because she was really hurt and she was getting emotional, she was crying. Like, do you guys feel that it was genuine?
It was genuine, but I think, bottom line, Jacqueline said, I need to distance myself from you and your family.
I know.
And you can tell that Teresa was genuinely hurt because right there, Caroline was like, I'm not your friend. You're not my friend. And she just, two friendships just broke up.
Do you think Jacqueline had to do that based off of what's going on with the family? Based on the fact that Caroline is her sister-in-law? You know what I mean? Like, because at the end of the day, blood is thicker than water. And that is her family. So
Jacqueline was still friends with Danielle though, even when they didn't like. I think Jacqueline will make her own decisions, but I think Jacqueline was truly felt betrayed by Teresa herself, which is why she jumped in to say her piece. Because Caroline can hate her all she wants.
That she doesn't know
that she doesn't
what's
tell her
going.
Things. That's the thing. Is it really a? I can see Jacqueline has every reason to feel hurt. That's her emotions. That's fine. But it's not necessarily a reason to avoid the friendship.
To end a friendship.
I don't know.
Well, I think that, Jacqueline, I understand Jacqueline's frustration because she's like, what is your story? What's the real story? Are you getting paid for these magazines or you're not? Because you're telling me that you are, and the next week you're saying that you're not.
Last week she basically implied that she wasn't. This week we just don't know. It's like she flip-flops the truth.
Okay, so how do these magazine covers work?
I have no idea.
Do you get paid for all of these? I'm assuming you do.
No. Can somebody call in and let us know or tweet us from Us Weekly, Living Single? What's that magazine? I'm sorry.
Which one? Us?
What?
Us?
No. Life and Style.
Life and Style.
Living Social.
That's
Living single.
No, but Teresa said it in the previous episode. She said that. She already admitted that she got paid for it. With the dog and all that stuff.
Right.
But maybe
then
she
this
meant
week
that
when she was asked this week, she said, no, I don't get paid for anything. And so that's why Caroline caught her. She was just like, well, last week you said A, B, and C.
Right.
You looked me in the face. You knew that article was out there and you didn't have the courtesy to say smack to me.
These magazines are tabloid magazines.
They are.
They're not always 100% true.
I agree.
They're not always 100%, legit. So I don't know. I think that I understand Jacqueline's hurt and I understand Caroline's frustration, but it's like, I think there's a different way you can handle it on both sides, on Teresa's side and on Jacqueline.
I just think
Caroline's
Teresa
side.
doesn't like to be confronted about these things on TV. As much as she puts herself out there, it's a TV thing. It's when Melissa brought up the jail thing. So it's weird. Can they not talk? Do they have a contract where they can't talk to each other without the cameras on? Because that could have been solved without the cameras.
Exactly.
If Jacqueline confronted Teresa without the cameras there and talked about that, I think it would have gone a lot smoother because Jacqueline could have brought it up. Teresa could have been honest, but she can't be honest on camera.
Exactly. I agree.
I need to consult my friend. One of my good friends is a supervising producer for this show.
Can we bring her in?
She doesn't like being on camera.
Okay.
She doesn't like being on camera.
Well, then you get the scoop behind the scenes.
So I will get this. Hopefully she can tell me as much as she can, but she worked on the show. So
good.
She was a big dog on the show, so she should be able to know a little bit.
I'm curious
more
to know,
than the average person.
Why would, if they could talk about it behind the scenes, then when it came to camera time, maybe it wouldn't be so. It's almost like they wait for the camera to do it.
Yeah, that's
the whole point.
But Jacqueline doesn't seem like she's that bold to do that, to be honest with you.
I think she reached a breaking point. She really did.
Yeah.
I think she just felt like, my God, I've always been there to support Teresa. You heard what her husband said.
Right.
We would have bought their shit, and given it back to them. That's how much we care about them.
Right.
So for Teresa to be going through what she's going through, and basically for Jacqueline to have to get the information about her friend from goddamn magazine, I can see where she'd be hurt.
Right, but it's not true because she's not going to jail.
But she didn't know that. She didn't know that because her friend didn't come to her and tell her.
If there was a magazine saying that I'm going to jail and I'm just chilling with you guys here, wouldn't you guys be like, okay, that's obviously
not
right,
a crock of shit?
But you would probably say something. No, you probably be like, okay, I know you guys probably saw this magazine that says I'm going to jail. Look, let me set the record straight. I'm not going to jail.
But she's like
you
a true Italian. She's like the god. She can't let that just
break
she
it
can't
down.
Talk about it.
You
know what I mean? Teresa, I can see where she's coming from. It's that.
Are Italians very
it's that
guarded?
pride.
Are they very guarded?
Absolutely,
very prideful, and
very much. They're very loud because you can be confused with it because it's very loud and
where
their
tone
emotions.
it down. No, I'm just kidding.
wear your emotions on your sleeve. But at the same time, when I want to, you can like keep it in, and you're like the Godfather. You just sit there and you're like, and you wait for everything to kind of play out. And like
Teresa's very traditional.
She's
is. Hello. I mean,
the big things, she'll flip tables. Sure, she'll flip tables.
Prostitution.
But when it comes down to her money, her family, that's going to be on the DL. She's going to protect that as much as she can. So I see that. But
I get it.
You know what else, though? Jacqueline's argument was, besides the whole jail thing and not telling, was that Teresa only talks about herself and that she doesn't care about Jacqueline. So that was another issue. But
it's kind of true, though.
It's very true with how Ashlee, she never wants to ask about Ashlee. And Chris even was in the background saying, she'll call every morning. It's like clockwork, 8 a.m. But you know what, though?
When did she ever ask about what's going on?
But that's not a new thing, though. Like, Teresa, they've been friends for how long? Teresa's always been like that.
But it's a good point, though. Like, she always has her back. But, like, Jacqueline's going through a lot of shit with her daughter. Like,
right.
When are you gonna, though? Where's the support?
I had a friend like that, and I'm still friends with her because I said, I love you to death, but I know your schedule. I know when your next vacation is, or I know what time you go to lunch. I know what you ate for lunch. I know what your plans are this weekend. But you don't ask me how I'm doing or what I've been doing with my life. But ever since that conversation, it's changed.
That's good.
Okay, that's good.
Because there's some friends that will only say like that.
Might just be like, well, I don't know. I just figured, like if you have something to say, you'll say it.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And some people are very like, well, I don't like to pry in your business.
Well, asking you what you had for lunch isn't prying in your business.
Well,
you know what I'm saying? But you get what I'm saying. Yeah.
But it's like some people just voluntarily give up information, and some people need to be asked. And sometimes yes, you need to be asked, but you just got to have that conversation. You just have to let it know. Like sometimes, hey, it would be nice if you asked me how I'm doing or how my daughter is doing or, what's going on in my life lately.
Or accept that that's just the way it's going to be, even if they don't, if it's one way.
I mean, they're grown women with children. This is a very simple conversation that you can, and then going forward, if Teresa's like, I don't care about you anyways, going back to me, then I can understand where this frustration and where this buildup is coming from.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think now it's just proving, it's just another example of how Teresa, it's like another example of how she's just inconsiderate or, a bad friend. That's really what it is at this point, It's just another thing to add on to the list. But it's also a valid point from Jacqueline. She was bottling that up, but now she's kind of bringing it out, and it's like...
I mean, well, now it's just... do we think it's really over between Teresa and Jacqueline?
Well, the reunion.
Well, scenes for next week, and we'll get to that a little later with predictions, but it sounds like it might be...
Because even up today, they're not friends, and that's...
Yeah.
And Carolyn has already spoken her piece, and I'm actually glad she did it. And I didn't see it as her being a bully. I just saw it as she said what she basically needed to say at the wedding, but of course she wasn't going to do it at her brother's wedding. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You know what I was just thinking? Wait. Okay. Wait. Okay. You finish on this thought because mine's a different thought. Finish on this one.
She had met. Okay. Yes. Teresa burned her and her family on her cookbook, but you know what? She's burning Teresa on live TV. By siding with Melissa or making her comments and her dick. So it's the same shit. It's just not on print.
Well, okay. Remember what Caroline said? Basically, she caught Teresa in a lie because she said, you told us, not to talk to Melissa and not to talk to Kathy. And she kept denying it. And then
she said,
she said it. And she's
snapped.
like, and she goes, see, right there,
listen, though, I don't blame her. If you're coming out, these are my friends. And then my sister-in-law comes, why would you want your friends to go be with your sister-in-law? Like I am very much pride myself on loyalty and friendship. And I'm going to have my friends back. And if they don't like somebody, I probably won't like them. That's how loyal of a friend I am. Right. I'm not going to go sit there with the enemy.
I get it. But at this point, it's a little too late because these women are now part of the show. So she doesn't have any control over that.
Right.
And
you know also, snowballed out of control.
Dina is friends with Teresa. So
and
it's
not speaking with
Caroline. So, I mean, I kind of see where Caroline's coming from. She's like, well, I don't owe it to you're speaking with my sister, who I'm fighting with right now. Like, I'm kind of just going to do what I want. Like, I'm going to talk to Melissa if I want to talk to Melissa. She said I have my own ears, my own eyes. So it's like a big mess. It's like there's so many morals that get mixed up in here. It's like family but loyalty to friendships, and it's like it really just gets all mixed up into one jumble.
Yeah. Well, I think that Caroline and Teresa are officially done. Dunzo.
And Caroline
no
will
more
X you.
friendship.
She'll X you out.
Like horse head in the bed. Done. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's over. What do y'all think?
I think they're over. I think they've been over for a while.
I just think Caroline finally got it out. I was actually, although this whole episode was literally just the freaking being on the deck and the fighting. That was it. That's all we saw. But I think, maybe we got a little resolution that we needed. Caroline got everything out. Jacqueline got her feelings on the table. Boom, we're done.
Yeah. Well, the other thing, because I was like, wait, what else was on the episode? I'm looking at the topics.
That was
I'm like, fight on deck.
Fight on deck.
What about Lauren's weight? Because
we're going to get to that after a commercial.
Hey there, good buddies.
Cute commercial.
Handles Woolly Bear. I'm a truck driving man, but I'm not that old school kind of truck driving man, no. I like to listen to podcasts while I'm driving through these great United States of ours. And my favorite podcasts in the world are from AfterBuzz TV. And why? Because AfterBuzz TV is like a post-game wrap-up show for all your favorite TV shows, like Jersey Shore, Dancing with the Stars, Mad Men, and a whole truckload more. I like listening to my Gossip Girl podcast, catching up with all my fellow fans and getting all the latest news and gossip. I got some strong opinions. And AfterBuzz TV lets me share those opinions with thousands of other listeners. Woo-wee, what a feeling. I used to doze off on those lonely stretches of road. And don't worry, I got the cruise control. But now I'm wide awake and listening to all the AfterBuzz TV goodness. Check them out. Give them a holler. And tell them the old Woolly Bear sent you.
Oh, we're back. Okay. So I think the next part of this, since we pretty much wrapped up talking about the fights on the deck, essentially this is all about news and gossip.
AfterBuzz TV News.
Okay, so first off, we want to talk about Lauren Manzo.
Cop out.
Okay, hold on. Hold the bus. Let's talk about Lauren Manzo. We know basically this whole season she has been talking about her weight. She's unhappy with her size. She's unhappy with how she looks. She feels like her brothers are good looking and, don't have to struggle with their weight. Her Caroline actually lost weight on her own. Her father lost weight. Well, now
with lap band.
With the lap band. And we even heard Albert talking in this episode saying, you know what, like it's such a battle with food. And this is something that I can actually commiserate with too. It's a battle with food. And, basically, it's a battle with pasta. And sometimes you lose. But you know what? I'm going to be there for my daughter. And if she needs a lap band, I'm going to get it for her. Well, that's what she got.
She got the lap band.
She got the lap band. She's
Yay.
got the big story in Us Weekly. Marissa, when you get a chance, we have a fantastic before and after picture of Lauren. Okay, let's look at Lauren. Look at her on the left. Look at her on the right.
No, she's hot.
Wow.
First of all, her tits are huge.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, they are.
Huge, but she looks like a different girl.
She does look like a different
girl.
I knew she was going to be hot, though. She already
looks,
was cute. I always liked her.
I mean, isn't it so funny, too? Because when people lose weight, it's like they get the hair dye, they get new makeup.
Oh, yeah.
So, like,
plus they picked a crappy first picture of her. I mean,
know.
She's like 5 chins. Poor girl.
She looks like a different girl, but
she does look like a different girl.
Apparently she's lost 30 pounds. She wants to lose another 35, but she has openly admitted that she got the lap band to do it. What do we think about that? I know I have my
that
opinion.
she admitted it, first of all.
Okay.
I love that she didn't go beat around the bush like people that
like Star Jones
that get surgery and lie about it, or even just like, whoever Kim Kardashian with her nose job. Like, we all know you got a nose job, honey.
Right.
But whatever. Right. I'm so glad that I want happiness for her. I really do. I don't care how she had to get there.
Right.
I know it was, we might say, well, she's kind of not that big to begin with. Maybe she shouldn't have gotten it.
Right.
I say, do what you got to do, honey. If she obviously qualified through the doctors have to, basically accept you for tips for the weight loss to make sure it's okay for your body. She obviously got accepted, so it was fine.
Well, before I give my opinion, I do want to say that she does look fantastic, and she seems like she's genuinely more confident with herself. And so at the end of the day, as woman to woman, I'm glad that she found her strength and her power.
Right.
However, I think she copped out. This is a bad message she's sending out the wrong message. I mean, she's admitted that she does, maybe I don't like dieting, or maybe I just want to complain about it.
Right.
You know what? Not everybody could afford lap band.
Right.
And she's privileged. She's privileged where her parents could get her a trainer, where she can eat organically, where she can eat fresh produce, and where she can do it the old-fashioned way. And I think that she copped out. I think she copped out completely.
But is it a bad message that Jacqueline got a breast lift after having a baby? You know what I'm saying?
Like a reduction? No, that's different. That's different. I mean, that's after a baby.
But that's for like confidence and like,
well,
she's been 24 years struggling her whole life. You know,
right, I have many friends that had to get their breasts reduced because it's not just about, you know, confidence.
It's not about vanity.
Right. It's physical problems like back problems.
But being fat is a physical problem.
Well, okay. I've got a couple opinions about this.
Okay.
First opinion is I am proud of her for talking about this on camera because I think as women, you know, weight is a sensitive issue, you know, and body image and all that kind of stuff. It's something that's like, you know, you open up a magazine and magazines dictate what we're supposed to look like. So you have all these girls, you know, putting their fingers down their throat and doing all kinds of crazy things to try and like fit this ideal of beauty. So I do applaud her for, you know, putting this out on television. But I'm kind of on the same boat with Susan.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like, was she big enough to do the lap band? You know, like, is she sending out the right message? Because at the end of the day, whether she likes it or not, she's being seen as an example. You know, young girls who watch the show, they're looking at you, you know, if they're trying to lose weight, you know. So if some girl who's trying to lose 20 pounds, she's going to instantly say, oh, you know what? Well, Lauren did the lap bands. You know, let me try and get the lap band instead of trying to do it like the traditional way. Now, me, myself, I can totally identify with what Lauren has gone through. I lost 40 pounds last year. And I did not Yay! I didn't use the lap band, you know.
Right.
But and so there's a part of me that is just like, okay, yeah, do what you have to do. But like when you're in the public eye, I think you do have a certain sense of responsibility.
Can I ask you something?
What?
If I'm not saying that you can or you cannot, but if you had the opportunity to get lap band, would you have done it a year ago?
No.
Okay, so
you wanted to do it yourself.
No.
You did want to do it yourself.
I just, first of all, I mean, I lost 40 pounds, which I don't think, to me, when I hear about the lap band and gastric bypass and all that stuff, I think those are methods for people who are like severely obesely overweight. People who need to lose 100 plus pounds or more. I would never have put her in that category, you know, but her family made that an option. Her dad made it an option. We heard him say it on TV. So, I mean, that is a quick, easy way out.
I just think to me, surgery is surgery, and just seeing all the celebrities out there, or even these women, Melissa Gorga has a boob job. All these people have surgeries. They all do, pretty much. I mean, if, you know, Jacqueline's maybe is a lift or whatever, reduction, whatever. But either way, everyone does it for their confidence. And I say more so, this wasn't even, it's in vanity, maybe, but for health reasons, she obviously needed to lose weight as well. It's a weight loss thing.
Yeah.
Okay,
I don't disagree with that.
No, but I mean, I like to hear both sides. Anyways, I want people to go on iTunes and tell us what they think, because I really
tell us
want to
what you
know.
think.
I want to know if people think it was okay or not okay.
Okay, my
I think
question
it was
is this.
perfectly fine, and you guys don't. So I like to hear what other people say.
Well, my question is this. Now, was this season a setup for her to kind of put her weight out there, for her to be like, well, I tried, but she did not try. She's eating a salad with pepperoni and cheese. Now, let me tell you something.
At least she's not eating the pizza.
That's not the point.
You know how hard that is? There's pizza in front of you.
Okay, you know what's hard
couldn't do that.
is that, you know what, I'm not overweight, but you know, there was a time where I was heavier than what I was now, and I still, it's a struggle for me to maintain where I'm at. And over the weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I did a juice cleanse because I just feel better when I, you know, kind of flush out these toxins, and I feel my best when I'm at a certain weight.
Right.
And I get it, but you know what? It's hard. It's not. I'm not saying that it's not hard for her. It's hard. But you know,
sacrifice.
And there's all these gimmicks out there, like take this pill, it'll change your life, or you know, do this, do that. But you know, you gotta do it old-fashioned way, because the lap band, that's something that could reverse. You know what I mean?
And she's already said in this article that she's already gone in to have it like loosened up a little bit.
Why?
She said that in the article.
Because she wants to lose more weight.
Because now she's trying to lose more weight, but she wants to do it, quote unquote, on her own.
On her
so
own?
I'm not
Oh,
really
that's
quite
weird.
sure what that
Okay,
means.
that's a little.
I don't know what that means, but I don't know. I'm on the fence. Well, no, I'm not even on the fence about what this is doing.
The study with
people.
obesity and being overweight is a disease. It's a psychological disease. It's not because you're like, oh my God, I'm gonna physically like die if I don't eat. It's because it's mentally something.
Yeah, it's like an addiction. She has
an addiction.
Right.
But that's why even better that she had something that could literally cure her to not overeat, because it's in her head.
But she just got it loosened.
But it's a quick fix.
It's a quick
Of
fix.
course it is.
Quick
Everything
fix.
is. Every kind of surgery is a quick fix
It's
nowadays.
a quick fix. You know
there's
what
like
I mean?
skinny people that get liposuction, and people that don't even admit it, which I'm so glad she actually did.
I just feel like you're on the Real Housewives of New Jersey. You've got this great platform. Why not like reach out to Weight Watchers or Jenny
Was
Craig.
claims that she's done.
She did claim that she's done those, but I'm like, why not reach out to one of those?
But you think
vehicles and
Mariah
be there?
Carey that really did whatever Jenny Craig was all natural? I don't think so.
Yeah, I do. I mean,
You do?
I don't think Mariah. Well, Mariah's not a size 2, saying like, oh, you know.
No, but she's still. I mean, did you see the pictures of her?
I mean, she looks great.
She looks
you
great.
know?
She looks great.
I just feel like
Jennifer Hudson.
that might be real. That might be real.
I think it's totally real.
I just don't. I don't know. I just like to see people that actually do it and admit to it, because I don't think.
No,
that
I'm very happy that she admitted to it, because you're right. She could have easily pulled a Star Jones, sorry Star,
Right,
But she could have easily pulled one of those and been like, "Oh, I took vitamins and drank shakes." You know what I mean? She could have did that, and she didn't. But I don't know about the message that it sends to other people, because she's a young girl. I mean, how old is Lauren? She's 20. I don't know, 20 something. She's in her early 20s. You know, so and she's very, that's impressionable to young girls watching this show.
And also, what I'm saying is that she's privileged. She comes from a family that has money, and she has the resources to get a trainer, to go to a gym, to eat the freshest produce out there. Do you understand what I mean?
Right.
So what the hell are these girls in the Midwest going to do that don't have these resources? You know what I mean?
They're gonna stick their fingers down their
Yes.
throats.
So that's
don't do that.
I'm sorry.
Please don't
we're
do
just
that.
saying. Well, all right. I guess we've stated our opinions. Lauren, we think you look fantastic.
Yeah.
We wish you well. We wish you health and happiness. Hopefully, do we think her and Vito gonna stay together?
Vito's
I
gonna
don't
love
know.
that. He's gonna love that.
Well, see, now that she's
exactly. She is giving Vito some props.
Now
but,
she's
when
looking
you're all
slim
like a
and
shiny
trim.
new
Do you think
dime,
shiny new dime is gonna be looking for another
don't
shiny
know.
new dime in the club?
jeez.
What?
Oh man.
So we wish Lauren well, and let's get on to some other news and gossip. Okay, so I checked out the blogs this week. I don't know if you guys got a chance to look at the blogs, but there's some interesting stuff on there. Which dig a little deeper into what we saw on camera and kind of, let us know like what the real deal is. So just a quick clip from Jacqueline Larita. She says, "From what I was hearing from some of our mutual friends, I was starting to question whether or not our friendship was even real," and she's talking about Teresa, "or if she just needed me as an ally on this show. I heard she wasn't pleased with me because I wasn't joining her army in her fight against her family." What do we think about that statement?
I don't think that's true.
Wait, this is coming from.
This is Jacqueline Larita from her blog.
But I don't think that that's true. I think Teresa did actually, did love Jacqueline.
Yeah.
Okay,
I think
she
so
wasn't
too.
just being an ally for the show.
No, and like the
Okay.
whole thing about them being accessories, like no, like
I think Teresa's the type of woman that needs some direction. I mean, she's just always so spacey, like, huh, what?
Yeah.
What? You know what I mean?
Okay.
That's just her personality. I don't think Jacqueline should have. I think Jacqueline should have had that conversation with her before she ended their friendship.
Well, it is what it is at this point. We'll
Right.
see.
Debbie
All right. And then from Caroline Manzo's blog on BravoTV.com, she says, "I have one simple request, and that's to stop the hate and arguing on social media sites." And I'm going to interject really quickly.
Am I too high?
Oh,
I don't know if
is
I
it
was
her
too
hair?
high.
Oh.
No, I actually
little
I should
hydraulics
go
on the
down.
chair. And just something I wanted to point out is that usually right before the episode airs on Sundays, all the housewives will tweet. Well, this week, Caroline refused to tweet during the episode because of all the hate going on. So I'm going to finish this quote. She says, "The show is meant to entertain, not cause World War III. A healthy debate is fine. Hate is not acceptable. Not towards me, Teresa, or any of the other ladies, and especially amongst the viewers. Play nice with other children."
Ooh.
So what do you
Okay,
think
well,
about
she's-
that? Does that kind of help vindicate her on the fight with the deck? What do you think? That comment?
I think she's actually saying like she just doesn't want. She might see how she reacted to it. Maybe isn't proud necessarily of how she. I mean, I don't know. I'm just thinking it's not just. She's not saying towards her. She's saying Teresa
No,
too.
yeah,
So it's
exactly.
good. Like,
I think she's
like,
just saying in
in
general,
general, you
people are like throwing around hate like
Right,
on
right,
blogs
right.
and stuff
I
like
think
that.
that's- I think it's a good, like, little-
very commendable. Like,
Yeah.
thank you. This is a Caroline that I love.
And you know,
Right.
Caroline
This is a
doesn't
Caroline.
tweet. There's something
Exactly.
wrong.
I know, right?
Like what Chris and Albie did, and they called her, and she just hung up. You guys
Yep.
remember that? You guys don't remember that?
No, I do.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That was a funny part.
All right. Now then from Teresa.
Wait, what? When Crane called her?
Yes.
And then on the radio
It was
show.
so funny.
No, when they were eating pizza.
Delayed reaction,
Oh.
guys.
You know that's too much vodka for you, boo.
Yeah, seriously, you guys are just sitting there looking at me.
It's water.
Lauren's like, I haven't heard from mom in a few days. They're like,
Yeah.
well, just let's call her and hang up.
Oh, okay.
Hello? He's like, oh, she's alive.
She's alive, and that was it. End of scene. I love that.
Oh, he's so cute.
Yeah.
I'm drinking water for the record. That's what's in my cup. Anyway.
I really
Mazo.
am.
Okay.
Mazo.
Mazo. Auntie Cohen, why don't you call in. Anyway, okay, so Teresa. So, let's get to her blog post because it's juicy, y'all.
Let's rattle the paper in the microphone.
Okay. Now, first of all, the title of her blog is "You Can't Argue with Crazy." Now, she goes, "Who wouldn't? I do believe that Jacqueline was upset and slowly breaking down, but it was not because of an obviously fake story that obviously didn't bother me." She's talking about the whole going to jail thing. All right. So what was it? Maybe it was upsetting her maybe it was upsetting her that at the exact same time her ex-husband Matt Holmes, I don't know how you get Matt as a nickname with John, but anyway, maybe his middle name is Matthew. Ashlee's father, who we saw in the last episode, he was arrested with his wife for a long list of things. Funny that Jacqueline, great friend who tells her friends everything, never said a word about it. So now she's bringing in some personal shit that we didn't see on the show.
Teresa just did dirty style right here.
That was dirty.
That was dirty.
But it's like, you throw out a fist. Why can't she fight back? Jacqueline did it first. I mean in that sense too. I can't believe I'm defending Teresa this much.
I know.
Weird.
She put all their stuff out there. She did. Threw it under the bus.
But for real, if they're bitching about Teresa not telling them things, well, it's kind of like tit for tat. Like
I get it, but do you think it was? We never would have known this had she not put it in the blog. Because it wasn't on the episode.
I know.
Never would have known that her ex-husband and his wife were arrested.
Right. But then it comes down to the point of like what's right and what's wrong. Do we? I mean, obviously you can fight back and forth for days. Like it's kind of like maybe Teresa should have kept her mouth shut. It's a tricky one, but she also feels ambushed and she's showing her side and she's exposing other people.
That was dirty.
That was
dirty because that's Ashlee's father, and I think just at the end of the day, she's hurting.
I understand
a child,
that. I understand that. But you know what? It's Teresa against Melissa, Kathy, Caroline, Jacqueline.
Right.
She's gonna pull dirty.
Right.
She's gonna pull dirty.
It's like 5 against 1.
Fit of the fittest or whatever. 1. Fight of the fittest or
survival of the fittest. Only the strong survive.
And then heckle and jive.
Heckle and jive.
And then so we all heard about this Danielle Staub drama. So how Jacqueline
shady.
Jacqueline accused Teresa of tweeting Danielle Staub.
Right.
So I'm going to read this. This is also from Teresa's blog. She goes, "I also never ever tweeted Danielle anything regarding Jacqueline's daughter Ashlee. I don't know what she was talking about there. You all know I don't go near any of the Holmes family, including crazy grandmas, on Twitter. The only time I've ever tweeted Danielle was after I was on Watch What Happens Live. Here's the story. Caroline was on Watch What Happens Live the week before me, so 2 weeks before this episode, okay? And Andy asked her who was worse, Danielle or Kim G. Now, we all know who Kim G is, right? Kim G is Albie's friend's mother, okay? Right?
No.
Yeah. Well,
there's Kim G and Kim D.
Kim G is basically best friends with Teresa and is her biggest fan.
Right. Well, one owns Posh, and one is the mother of
the mother's the one that got in the fight. Kim D, I think.
Kim
G
is
like the current one.
Oh, Kim G's got the crazy breast implants. Okay, got it. All right. So Caroline surprised the world when she said without hesitation, Kim G was worse. Everyone was shocked. The blogs went crazy. Didn't Danielle do something super evil to Caroline's family? No. So we are talking about.
Hang on. That is the wrong one.
Yeah, Kim G is it's her son's Albie's best friend. It's his mother. Okay.
Got it.
All right, so how could that be worse than anything her son's friend's mother ever did? Yeah, so there we go.
Yeah.
So basically she's clearing it up. And then at the end, I just posted a couple different tweets from Danielle about essentially it sounds like Melissa Gorga and Danielle Staub were tweeting each other.
2 years ago.
A while ago.
That's shady.
But 2 years ago?
Yeah. She wasn't even on the show then.
No, she wasn't.
So why is she tweeting Danielle?
Melissa?
Yeah, no? Melissa. Melissa was tweeting Danielle. That's shady.
Well, here's one tweet. This is from Danielle Staub. @BravoAndy, @BravoTV. Is this true? Maybe I should show everyone what @Melissa Gorga wrote my Facebook inbox about Teresa. Oh, because so she was talking shit about her a long time ago.
Woo! She was planting her seeds. What did I tell you guys? She is manipulative.
I know that she goes, did you ever tell Teresa you were contacting me constantly? Another one, did you tell Tree you wanted to come on with me last season to get back at her? And every time you and Tree's brother begged me to come back on with me, I said no.
Ooh.
See, that's some dirty.
Right.
See, do you guys
Somebody's
understand why?
I know. Oh my god,
Okay.
I know. I
You know
can't
what I
say I'm
mean?
like on team either or right now, but I'm definitely like I found myself
And you know
defending
what?
Teresa.
I'm sorry. I hate when she goes, I'm a knockout, or
Oh, the beginning scene.
Yeah, I'm like, first of all, that tacky freaking dress that you're wearing and the beginning of that with that lace up, no.
I
'Cause
know.
Your boob
And her-
job
like, yeah,
is
it looks crazy.
One's in Jersey and one's in fucking New York, okay? So let's
All right, that was
okay.
good. That was good. And Jacqueline's though, I don't like that one either. Just for
Yeah, I don't-
just to
I
put it out
know.
there. I'm a Vegas girl. I always call your bluff. Like I don't know. Like you're in
You
Jersey.
cause a bluff once,
But you're in
okay?
Jersey.
Yeah.
You're not Vegas. I don't like that.
this
It
is
confused
true.
me.
This is true.
Just wanted to throw that little fun fact out there.
Well, you guys, this was such a juicy episode.
very juicy episode.
It's
Everyone's
time-
juicy.
Everyone's juicy.
Now, although we are drinking water, going
Yes,
forward,
water.
we're going to give you guys a special
Drink
word. Yeah,
word.
drink word.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
so
I like
you guys
that.
could enjoy water with us.
Yes.
Yay.
And every time you'll have to take a sip.
Like
A sip, yes.
A
yes.
sip. Well, I think it's time for predictions for next week.
Yeah. So,
Now, AfterBuzz TV.
All right.
now 3 weeks ago, didn't I say that they're going to end up in therapy together?
You did, and that's what's coming.
Oh.
Pizza
Yeah.
for everyone.
Pizza for everyone, except for Lauren Manzo. But, well, she ain't gonna eat pizza.
No, she can't.
She's got that band. But no, you're right. It sounds like Joe and his sister are off to the physical therapist.
Yep.
No, we actually need real therapy.
Yes.
And it also looks like Jacqueline and Teresa are like
Dunzo.
for real.
Teresa snaps at her. I see that, and that just probably throws Jacqueline over the edge. So
Yeah.
I see that happening.
I think it's really, really done. So that's what we have to look forward to. And I'm sure next week's episode isn't going to be any less juicy than the rest of them have been. I'm sure there'll be lots of fights and drama and pepperoni slaying.
Ashley, come in. Ashley, come in.
Ashley, get your ass in here.
And everybody else for that matter. Albie,
promote
Chris.
whatever you're
Whatever.
doing
Yeah,
right now.
come in here, promote. You have the biggest platform to promote to all of our fans on iTunes, on YouTube. We would love to have you. Please come and join us. And Kelly Osbourne, we want you to join us too, because we know that you are a
Yay.
huge fan of the show.
Anyone who wants to.
Yeah, so you guys tell us what you're up to this week. Anything going on? What's
Just
happening?
auditioning, watching shows, catching up, you know.
Yeah.
Getting in tune with our gossip over here.
Getting in
Follow
tune.
me on Twitter at It's Susan Hahn. That's ITSSUSANHAHN. And I want to give a shout out to Adrienne, Watch Tower Base.
Oh, shout out.
Hey, Adrienne.
always, you know.
Adrienne is our
supporting
biggest
us.
fan. Thank you, Adrienne.
And we're not talking about the Adrienne on the table. I'm Adrienne Vairo. He's Adrienne
Adrienne
Watchtower.
yes.
So there you go.
Yes.
Shout out to him. No, and I'm Adrienne _Vairo. So you can find me there. Follow me. I just got hired at Fox Sports Radio. So that's my other little thing going.
Nice.
That's nice.
That's
Yes.
really nice. Cool.
Thank you.
You guys can find me on Twitter at GoToGirlTV. You can also find me GoToGirlTV.com. I'm just starting to do new webisodes, so check them out on there. I give you all kinds of great budget tips for getting makeup and dinners and trips and all kinds of fun stuff. So check that out when you get a chance. But we'll see you guys next week.
Next
we
week.
can't wait. It's
From
going to be fun.
Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff. We would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
See you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.